This is not that important, although I'm wondering why on this it has 3240. I'm wondering if that's the actual space when I have a memory card in there. Is that the actual space that is going to allow me to record? Well, I probably won't be able to put that on YouTube because I let the song play, but I had to let the song play in order to get a point across. So obviously, well, this is the 20th of August, 2020. Um, I'm just going through a few thoughts. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here. First of all, this song came on. It's so hard to think about it yesterday, and Boys to Men. I always go back and reflect to, my time at Star Spencer. That was when the song was most prevalent and most, everybody played it or whatever. And plus, we used it for our graduation theme. Although, you know, I didn't actually. Did I walk around? I remember walking across the stage, but I don't remember nothing that happened or whatever thereafter. I know I didn't have support of the people I thought was going to be there, and I wanted to be there, and I told them ahead of time or whatever. But there was always problems with, my timing and telling them, and it's always some issues. Never they actually didn't really make anything. My band stuff, saying, although she pushed me I was being pushed to play different songs other than what I was continuously playing songbooks. There was always the fact that there's an advanced band book we could have gotten, and I can't get that at the school until I make that class or whatever. Otherwise, you can buy it for me as well as any other music book and have me go from there, quite like I did my son. I gave him a book that was kind of advanced for him. And, I got talked too bad about that, criticized by his grandmother or whatever. But, I mean, it is what it is. But getting back to the point, I sat there and listening to these songs. I got thrown back into a time, and the 90s. I mean, that was love time. That was the love time. Love song time. As well as breaking up songs like this song right here. Well, this ain't really a breaking up song. Faith Evans, Each and Every Day. I'm not sure what it's actually called, but Faith Evans. But I'm sleepy. I've been up for a long time. Expecting company or whatever. But nevertheless, when I got taken out of the school mode because I was reliving my days in high school, Star Spencer mostly, not even junior high really, but Star Spencer mostly. Because that's when I kind of made a name for myself and whatever. So I guess the 10th grade year, sophomore year. um, so I was just reliving that time and just missing that time. Things were so much easier as a child, as a young person. You know, but I don't know. And a lot of people say that too. But why is this so? Why is it so? It's not just about paying bills. That's not the worst part of it or the bad part. Not just paying bills. It's so much more to life. Life is just not as kind as we were led to believe. Back at that time and before my time and prior to some other people's time, my generation or whatever, the grown-ups knew how to lie. They were hiding a lot of stuff. Then again, the times were way different. There's a lot I can't hide from the kids because it's right there in front of them. Whether it's through TV, internet, radio, friends who got parents or loved ones or kinfolk, relatives, properly said, in the situation. So it is what it is. But we were all so much more innocent then. You know, we did our thing. We got into our stuff. You know, we were being exposed to stuff. It was more innocent than it is now. Like the lack of respect. Now, this is one thing that I'm big on. You know, people in their 30s as well as their 40s, but especially people in their 30s want to talk bad about the 20s and, you know, below the 20s, you know, young teenagers or whatever. Their generations are messed up, you know. Yeah, rightfully so. I mean, a lot more is going on in today's world. The world is coming to its prime, you know. And I'm not going to talk religion with you, as I don't talk religion, really. I don't talk religion. I don't talk every religious belief, from Buddhism to Hinduism to oh God, Baptist, Christianity. That's what it's called, actually. So that's not what this is about. So I won't even promote or down talk it. But yes, everything's coming to where it's supposed to be, where it needs to be, I suppose. You know, I could start talking about different vibrations and how mankind's supposed to be on a different level, and we're supposed to be elevated. And I could talk about a couple of other things, like, you know, I don't know, it's just not spirit and stuff, you know. I'm not gonna do all that. Those are for the other YouTube videos I had or have. I'm sorry. I am so sleepy. I have been up. I've been up cleaning and preparing for something that might not even happen. But I went into that, and I mean, I was just thinking, you know, about the old times, you know. I've been thinking a lot about my foster dad. I just call dad mainly his church or whatever, you know. House of Prayer Baptist Church, where I was raised, you know. Church, Christian church. I was raised, and I think about that a lot. HOPBC, you know, that's what we say. Drill team? Yeah, we had a youth drill team. Youth drill team. Kind of missed the fellowship and the love and the communication between all of the youth, because we were all, believe it or not, we were all on one accord. Now, we wasn't all what they call slang in the spirit. You know, it was a church out here in Texas. I don't hear about them no more. It was not the Potter's House. That's what everybody, you know, T.D. Jakes and Potter's House and what's his name, Kurt Franklin and all that. It wasn't the Potter's House. Matter of fact, I'm not even that far from the Potter's House now. But it was not the Potter's House. It was not, it had nothing to do with them, but it was somebody else in their choir that came, and these kids, these young adults that were much higher age, was so into, you know, the spirit, you know, doing things that the grown people do now, whether it was a show or whether it was real, who knows? I don't know. I know I wanted to be the one crying, because the spirit got a hold of me and took me up under its wings and caressed me and hugged me and all of that good stuff. That's where I wanted to be. You know what I mean? That's what I figured. You know, they're crying and all of that. That's what I figured all of that came from. You know, that I needed to be comforted at the time a lot. So anyway. Yeah, I mean, I often be throwing out these old people hymns, old folk hymns, you know, the songs that they say, you know. And then some of the songs that we used to sing, you know what I mean? So I do miss those old times. It was a lot more love, communication, and I mean, overall everything. Now that's, when it came to the church. Now, when I started out talking about, school or whatever, um, I just had more fun at school than I had at the house. It was more enjoyable. Uh, I was made fun of. I was talked about. I was being bullied, but uh, you know, at a certain grade, I wouldn't. I was no basically 10th. You know, I was no longer going through a lot of that. I made a stand for myself. My last months of ninth grade, and um, one of them backed off, and then the other ones I just didn't even fool with, and they didn't fool with me no more. You know what I'm saying? No. But anyway, and then I'm not gonna lie to you. Most of the, after I made my stand or whatever, then they found out that I knew somebody, and then they backed off me, type of stuff. And I ain't had that dude fight my battles. I didn't even know he knew them like that. So it is what it is. I know what was up. You know what I mean? Y'all backing off me now. I done made my stand, and it wasn't just about me standing up. Shit. But 8th grade, I tried to do that. Rogers Middle School, I tried to do that. And the one guy, he stood all the way back. I was just waiting on you to stand up to me. Um, so, I mean, oh my gosh, my stomach is hurting. But anyway, it just so happened that my reason for making this video is actually not even about school or church or, that life, which I clearly found out way about maybe 5, 6 years ago. Half of my church family know my school people that I used to be friends with, and then the school people I used to be friends with know some of my church people, as far as the youth. So, wow, if I would stay in Oklahoma long enough, but also I had, relatives that were dating, some of my people I knew, whether it was from church or school. So it was kind of crazy there. But that's not even what this video is about either. I basically actually started out in a trance thinking about some of these songs that I'm hearing. Man, I wish like hell that before I die I could actually find, and even with my issues, I have mental issues, I have like, no, not crazy, like, yeah, I have anger issues, I have abandonment issues, I have all kind of things, what I'm saying, going on. I've broken home, mom was hardly there, and I'm basically seeing the same thing now, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm trying to be there for mine and let them know. But then if they don't want you to be there for them, that's a different story. And then I don't know whether it's just the age or whatever. I mean, they're not making it just that hard for me, but it is kind of confusing. You're in a teenage, early, so it's kind of confusing. But then, I mean, I don't want to fail them, and I feel like I've already failed them. We failed them as a team because we couldn't not only stay together, but we don't really even communicate like we're supposed to as a co-parent team. One person tries to make all decisions and have the other person to follow along with the decisions, upholding or whatever, and that's not who I am or what I'm about. And I really dated this person off of false pretense anyway. That's what I got from our last couple of transactions that we've had throughout these last 4 or 5 years. I hadn't been around them. When I first started dating them, I guess it was I gave the impression that, hey, you're in charge, and I don't do nothing, you know. I just do what you say. I guess that's what I gave, because that's exactly the order that it falls in. This person tells me something, and I'm supposed to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Go with the flow of things. It's like a long time ago, I remember this person told me, um, I just need to go along with this. When we were trying to decide whether I was a boyfriend or just a friend. When people ask, I was just supposed to say a friend, but I'm not gonna say that because I'm your boyfriend behind closed doors or whenever it's convenient or whatever. So yeah, and I was hurting. I already, come from a place to where I was being called ugly, and I didn't feel wanted or all kind of things. Like I said, I have a terrible, I have some terrible things going on when it comes to my my upbringing. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. You know, saying things like that only cause more problems, no matter what the problem really is. No matter who's really at fault or whatever, nobody wants to accept responsibility for their own. Um, but yeah, I just had just a lot of things, and it was everybody went through something, in childhood. Everybody went through something. And it just has different effects on different people. I can't handle what you can handle. You can't handle life. Like this saying that keep on going around. No man can handle the pain that he gives a woman. No woman can handle the pain and lies and deceit that she gives a man. Same way, we can't handle. And then I was told by another woman, well, it depends on the person and the situation. Well, that's true. I wish I would stop saying toxic stuff though. You as a woman, stop passing on toxic stuff, because just like you, a man can't handle the same stuff he give you as a woman. You can't handle the same stuff you give him as a man. I mean, you know what I mean. That's not what this message is about. I'm just reminiscing and wishing I could find that one true love I've been looking for all my damn life. Like, I sat there and I watched relationships come and go and end, and I was writing notes in my head mentally. I know what I want. I know what I don't want. I know what I will and won't accept. I set the guidelines. This is what I tell women. You set the standards for what this man will and won't give you or whatever. If you don't let him do this or that, then that won't be okay. He'll go to somebody else, maybe. You know what I mean? And then if you oh my God, how is it said? If you do something to a man, then that man will go to a weaker bitch. Why do y'all say stuff like that? That's toxic. You know what I mean? Put pressure on a man, or view pressure. What? Stop that. You shouldn't have to put pressure on nothing or nobody, first of all, because you should automatically get that. Damn, my towels are just all over the floor. But anyway, but I was just in my head, I'm just thinking about all this stuff. Like when I was over there in that motel, searching from motel to motel room, all I could think about is the pain that I have inside from my mom. That's all I could think about, and it kept me crying and depressed and stressed. And then plus nobody wants me. I can't even hold on to nobody. And then they say you gotta check yourself. Well, sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it's just, I guess, not meant. Because there's a lot of good people out there. Are you telling me something wrong with every single person with a good heart? Every single one of them? It's their fault? No, not always. So, anyway, either way it goes, I just wish I could find that one true love, the love that I believe in, the love that I talk about, the love that I'm quick to defend or protect, or, I tell my kids about. I promote this type of love, the black love that I believe in, that's crazy that I believe in so much, and I don't have not even what I believe in, you know what I mean? That's crazy. I believe in love, companionship, partnership, and all this other stuff, but I don't have it. can't seem to get it. Can't seem to find it. I want to be able to. I've never been traveling or anything. I want to be able to do stuff like that. And man, there's so much I haven't even done in my lifetime that I want to do. And then the single people are doing it all. And yeah, Ricky, you can do it. You're single. Go around and do you some stuff. No, that's not the point. Some of us, not everybody was meant to be single. Not everybody was meant to be in a relationship. It's just like some of these people out here saying, well, I can't do no relationship. I'm not relationship material or whatever. Well, that's you, but I am. Be happy, and all you need is God. No, all I need is God or slash Jesus, whatever you want to call it. All I need is them when it comes to certain things. But physically here on earth, I need somebody, and I deserve somebody. So do you. That's why the God made man and woman. He gave him woman because he looked down and this man was lonely. You know what I mean? Gotta say some weird stuff just to accommodate situations. Won't he be a mother and father for you? No, but I still need that on earth. I need to be able to touch. I need to be able to talk to. I need to be able to see. I need to be able to hear earthly stuff. You know what I mean? Guys are weird. Say anything and everything. You know, I like for people to be earthly, be, down to earth with me, talk to me, I want you to be make an excuse or a sidestep all the time. Anyway, I actually thought I had that love, and yes, I wanted to marry her. I even told her that, but then I wanted things so perfect, and it was never gonna be perfect. It was as close to perfect as it can get during one time, and then it all fell apart again, like within, a month of somebody else coming back around, it all started falling apart all over again years ago. My journals are long gone and lost, but those journals will tell the story of how I spent 8 to 9 years in misery and torture and pain, depression, and then suddenly, for about 2 to 3 years, everything was good, back on a positive path. And I had lost a job, during those times, but then somebody else started coming back around and things just went downhill all over again. Crazy. If I could ever find that one true love, and then this person called somebody else, the person I thought was my one, told them they were my one. They found somebody else, married them, and then called them their one. I'm like, wow. Because, see, I thought we were made for each other, which is one of the songs that just went off prior to me making this video, which put me in the thought, damn, am I ever going to find that one? And then I remembered another song by Gerald Levert, which is who sang that song. If I could ever find the love that I sing about in my songs, if I could ever find that love that I promote all over social media and talk about in person, man, I want somebody to be able to stand near me and talk about my shitty draws, but, help me go wash them. Get me the soap. Go wash your ass, boy. You know what I mean? Somebody who's challenging but friendly and loving and caring, Not somebody who just wants to lead and not be told nothing, not listen, all that other stuff. And then I want somebody who understands my insecurities and stuff like that and will, work with me. And you can raise a man. And no woman wants a broken man, but you want you want us to deal with a broken woman. You know what I mean? Double standards of men and women, there's plenty of them. Plenty of them. We talk about them all the time. Only the women want us to go after the men more than we go after the women. No, we need to address both of our sexes, both of the issues on both sides. We need to address that. So, well, there's more men doing this or that. Well, the women are allowing from the beginning of time certain actions, deemed it was okay. such as you going for the man with all the money, so he makes his living with the fast money and all the other ignorant shit, and he teaches his son, or it's a image to the next child, the next boy, impressionable. See, it's all poisoning. It's all in, order, or it's all cause and effect. Anyway, that's all.